Cold Calling Basics 101. Is cold calling worth the effort, worth the trouble? Is it beneficial in any way? Or is it just a colossal waste of time? Well, good afternoon again. I'm Larry Hendrick from The Magnum Life at www.themagnumlife.com. And again, this cold calling series has kind of been interesting, not only in different conversations that I've had because of it, but I don't remember if I mentioned in the last video or not, right after I started recording this, there turned up a whole series of conversations on LinkedIn, some of the different sales groups that I'm a part of, talking about cold calling, whether it was valuable or not, waste of time, all of those things. And it's been interesting because it's been very controversial, which is to be expected, because those who think it is a colossal waste of time see people saying how valuable it is, and they just think that's idiotic. The people who see value in it see comments from people who think it's a colossal waste of time, and they do this. They have the same reaction. So it appears to be a real love it or hate it topic. I am in the camp where I think it can fit into both of those. Yeah, I know that's almost a cop-out, but hear me out. Here's why. I think that cold calling done improperly is a colossal waste of time. I think that you can just burn a lot of hours, you can do a lot of card gathering, but never really get any information. I remember a company I worked for some years ago, every now and then, just to generate some fun, I think, a manager that we had would implement a cold calling contest, and he would pair us up in twos, and we would go out and cold call for the day, and the winner was the one who had the most business cards. Well, guess what those cold calling events turned into? They were just snatch and grabs. Run into a place, grab a card, say thank you very much, bye, leave. Cards just that were meaningless, no information, no qualifying, no preparation, no nothing. We would end up the day with 75 or 100 business cards, wouldn't remember which ones went with what, which ones might be valuable. Personally, to me, that's a colossal waste of time. Now, a slightly prepared cold call, and I say slightly prepared, you can over prepare, I think, for a cold call, but if you happen to know that you're going to be working in the northeast section of your territory, and you know that there's a few target accounts that you've got up that way, I think for target accounts, there's nothing wrong with doing a little research, looking up the business that they're in, seeing who their officers, if it's a corporation, are, what kind of volume they're running, what kind of personnel they have. You might even be able to look on their website and find out the particular name, phone number, and email address of the individual that you need to contact, that would be your normal point of contact. Now, some of the complaints on the LinkedIn things is that people will over prepare in order to not make the call. Well, that's as big a waste of time as making a completely unprepared, unsolicited call on somebody. I think if you've got a little bit of information, and remember, I'm talking about initial cold calls, usually on target accounts, someone that's worth spending a little bit of time on. You know, if you're in an industry where, you know, your typical sale is $50, you know, you can't spend a lot of time on target accounts doing preparation work. But if you're in the business where a typical sale might be $10 or $12 or $18,000 and a good 30 to 40% margin, to me, that's worth spending a little bit of time doing some research. So I think you have to use some judgment. You have to look at the industry you're in, the normal account that you would be going after, what the typical sale might be, to determine how much time might be involved in it. If you're selling cases of toilet paper at 12% margins, and the typical case of toilet paper is $58, you gotta stop and think about how much time you can spend for the few bucks you're going to make on that by the time it filters down to the commission amount. So use a little bit of discretion, think about it, but the target account should be those that would replace one of your potential top 10 or top 20 accounts if you were able to land it. So to me, those are worth a little bit of research. Now, I want to talk about just ad hoc cold calling in the next video. Ad hoc meaning no preparation, didn't know you were going to be in the area. Notice a couple of interesting companies. I have actually had some success with that too, but it has been a lower ratio, shall we call it. So that's something I want to talk about in the next video. Anyway, so from there, I'll let you go, and we'll pick this up the next time.